be a meeting between your ass and the palm of my hand if you don't get off the shed. Now, get off the shed!
Hey, what's up? It's DeHuff. It's another episode of DeHuff Uncensored. The reason why I played that is I can't wait for my kids to go back to school. Love them to pieces. I do. But holy crap, if you're in the same boat and you have kids or you've had kids that during the summer break, trying to keep them busy and still trying to do your normal stuff, it's not easy. Not easy. So I'm going to do this episode and fuck, I don't know what we're going to do. I think they're getting tired of going to the pool all the time. Which what a great problem to have. Be like, we've been to the pool so much. We have a membership to the zoo. I think they're already burnt out on that. I don't know what to do. Go to the. I was like, hey, let's just go walk around. There's a lake over here. Let's it's like a mile away. Whatever. I was like, let's go over there. Throw rocks in the water or some shit. Meow. I don't want to do that. God, I would love to do that as a kid. Just throw rocks. Oh my God, I used to love trying to skip rocks. I was never like really good at it, but it's sure shit fun, huh? And then you accidentally hit a goose and boom, you're in trouble. Shit. Anyway, I don't know why I went down dark path. But anyway, hope you're having a great day. It's another episode of Duff Uncensored. A lot to get to. Can't wait. Got a lot of listener interaction. Don't forget, today's show is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. And, of course, Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season, whether it's baseball, golf, right up to, they even got soccer, right up to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and, of course, boxing. I know, I'm good. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. But when the games are over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack or even poker. And they even got over 150 slot games to play with too. So it's really cool. You got to head over there, betonline.ag. Go there today, get in on the action, use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. And speaking of starting here, let's go ahead and do it. Let's just jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
I think this is kind of cool. It's cool because not a bad deal. And I've heard a lot of, I've been channel surfing. I know Alice talked about this. Alice 1059, I believe BJ and Jamie were talking about it the other day. But it's the Costco end of times type emergency bucket. And what's funny is it's only $79 for 150 meals. That's not bad. That's like 53 cents per meal. And all you got to do, add water. So if it's the end of times, hopefully you got water. Otherwise, you're just going to be eating this shit dry. Which, to be honest, if it's end of times, don't be a bitch. Fucking eat it dry. I don't know if I want to mix it with water. That's kind of whatever. Just fucking eat it. Don't care. This is going to be I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I need to save the water so I can wash my hair. That's my your self-centered prick, sad guy. I don't know. Should I walk the dog or just sit in my own filth? I'm gonna sit home. This is what comes in the package, in the bucket. They got pasta Alfredo, cheesy macaroni, teriyaki rice. Ooh, that sounds good. Creamy pasta and vegetables, potato pot pie, tomato basil soup with pasta, chicken noodle soup, brown sugar and maple multigrain, apple cinnamon cereal, crunchy granola, white rice, vanilla pudding, whey milk alternative, and an orange drink. I would totally buy this if I was single or if I was in college. This would make sense. Like, forget the emergency bucket, 53 cents per meal. Shit. You could splurge and eat 2 meals in one setting. I don't know how officially big it is per serving, but that's pretty freaking good. So they go through, by the way, they say a serving. So I'm guessing it's just one probably non-American size serving, like what an actual healthy serving of food versus what is traditional here in the United States now. But you could even eat 2 of those for $1.06 per meal and still get your money's worth. I think that's cool. And it also wouldn't be a bad idea to have, like, because it says that it lasts 25 years. I mean, to have a couple of those buckets, or even if it's just one bucket in your house, because shit goes crazy in this day and age, who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Have you seen our current political situation? Shit could go sideways any day now, because it's already drifting. But to have an emergency bucket, I think that's cool. And if you're single, go buy one of these. I want to know. The reason why I say single is most likely if you have a significant other, they're not going to want you to actually open this up and start eating it. I just want to know, what if it's really fucking good? If you're in college, listen, I just saved you some money. Now the only problem is you got to fork up $79.99 and have a Costco gift card or a membership card. So just ask somebody. Like you're going to be like those kids in front of a liquor store. Be like, hey, can you go buy me some beer? But instead, because you don't want to spend the money for a Costco membership, which I get, that's fine. You're going to be like begging somebody, be like, hey man, can you go inside and get me one of those emergency buckets? Yeah. But you got to tip me. This is, speaking of buckets, the Alien Romulus bucket came out. It's their popcorn bucket to help promote the movie. Now, at first glance, I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool looking. And it's the alien head, right? And then all of a sudden, because I was looking at it from straight on, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You put your popcorn in the back of its head and blah, blah, blah. It's good size, right? It's probably, I don't know, just over a foot long. And then the video I'm watching goes to the side and it looks like a giant black cock. That's what it looks like. I'm sorry. Oh, did I just offend somebody? I'm so sorry. But anyway, you know what black cocks look like. This one. That's what it looks like. I tweeted it out on my handle. I think I did it under, I did it under my @DeHuff, and then I retweeted it through my DeHuff podcast handle on Twitter. It looks like a black dong. And it just kind of just par for the course, right? Because you got the Dune 2 bucket that looks like a butthole, right? You're like, can't wait to get this popcorn out of this butthole. Then you got the Deadpool Wolverine one that looks like a fella that's ready to take on, some cock meat sandwich. That's what it looks like. Wolverine's just like, I can't wait. That's what it looks like. If this Alien Romulus popcorn bucket fits snugly in the Wolverine popcorn bucket, come on, that would be genius. Would it not? Would it not be genius? Go look at it and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, because especially if you blur out the teeth on the front end, which would be kind of where the nuts are. If you blur that out, it looks like kind of like a sagging schlong. That's what it looks like. You're welcome. You're going to be looking that up. Just don't compare it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, be like, I don't know. Is that really like a giant black dick? Let me do a side-by-side comparison. Guys, I'm going to take my break. Probably not a good idea to do this on your work computer or even while you're at work, even if it's on your cell phone. You're like, I guess I see what Duff's talking about. That is a giant wiener. You know what's funny, though? It's so funny because as weird as that is, all these popcorn buckets. This is kind of like the year of the popcorn bucket. Is that it gets you talking about the movies. I have no desire really to see the new Alien movie, but if there's big black cocks in it, I still don't want to see it. But it at least gets me talking about it. Could you imagine? I think we're watching the wrong movie. But you see what I'm saying? It's like the Dune 2 one. It got so much extra publicity because of the Dune popcorn bucket looking like a beehole. And then I don't think you could really say that with the Wolverine one. That didn't make as big of a splash, but it is Wolverine with his mouth wide open. But this Alien one, I mean, with it going viral, looking like a schlong, it's going to get more publicity because I don't think there's as much interest in that movie. But it's going to make that movie name stick in people's heads a little bit more. It's quite brilliant. They could I don't know. I would like to talk to somebody that is more in that industry and wonder, do they think that it's going to get a little bit of a kick up because of it? Maybe they won't really know until years down the line. Eventually, this is going to morph into just straight on porn, right? Be like, it's just going to be sex toys. Be like, look, but it's going to be, somebody's going to cross a line, you know. Uh, I'm trying to think of what it would be. Like snakes on the plane. Well, it's dicks on the plane. Or then it just says snake on the side, but it's clearly a dildo. Something like that. Snakes on the plane 5 inches. It's a little sad one, but hey, it vibrates and gets the job done, don't it? Yeah, let's move on. I apologize. I totally apologize. You guys remember, maybe you have one, those giant 12-foot skeletons for Halloween. They're pretty cool. I gotta admit, they're impressive. 12-foot high. That's crazy. But Home Depot's already selling those now. And they're going to make it one per person because so many people were going in there and trying to, just buy multiple, and they'd be out of stock so quickly. So now I'm saying this in July, they're starting to put them out there in their stores because it's such a hot item. And what's wild to me is that's $300, depending where you go, depending which store and whatnot. $300. That's wild for a Halloween decoration. I guess, though, if you're really into it, when we first moved into this house, the guy across the street, him and his wife had a company, and it was like an AV company, audio visual company, and they would go all out for Halloween. I mean, they had decorations like on top of the roof. They had people come in, and their whole house was converted into a haunted house for like a week or two of Halloween. It was wild. They went, and people would be driving up there. It was a sight to behold. Apparently, I never actually went in there because I'm antisocial. So I was like, no, don't care, don't care. But apparently, it was really cool, and I mean, if you're into it, start scoping that out for the Home Depot 12-foot skeletons. Get them before it's like September, because starting in September, people are going to be going ape shit over this. So if you're into it, get it now, because otherwise, those fuckers might be sold out. How fucking crazy. We make fun of, like King Supers, Walmart, places like that, because, so let's say it's Valentine's Day, and like a week before Valentine's Day, they're already getting in, the next shipment of candy. They're going to be getting in, when is Easter? Oh yeah. So they're already putting out Easter candy type of thing. They're constantly on to the next holiday before the current holidays even over. So it's wild how they do that, but there's a science behind it, is because the demand is there. So it's not like they're doing it just because. It's just there's data that says they need to do it. So don't fucking be a dick about it and get mad. Blame everybody else. Blame, and probably yourself. You're probably one of those persons that goes out there and be like, ooh, Reese's peanut butter cups that are shaped like pumpkins. But it's only Valentine's Day. Yeah, I don't care. We're getting them because that sounds delicious. It's the same shit, just got a different press on it. Jesus. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's the only licensed cannabar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis. I was hanging out there the other day. A great place to just go chill. It was just nice. I was waiting around and hanging out, talking to some of the customers, and then of course Josh and Stacy and their crew. It's fun. It's inviting. And they got a lot of great product that you can purchase on site, you can consume on site, and then take the rest home. You can buy up to an ounce of flour, 8 grams of concentrate. They even got pre-rolls. They got edibles. And what's neat is they provide everything you need to consume it with. And when you're sitting there consuming the product, because why not? It's a hell of a product that they got going on out there. They got a bunch of wide variety. They got 7 big screen TVs to catch your favorite sporting event. You got the Olympics coming up. What a better place to go, just go veg out and just watch the Olympics. You can also host a watch party there. Make some reservations. Reserve a spot. It's really cool. They also got Nintendo Switches available for rent. They got tons of free board games, playing cards, coloring books, and dominoes. And they even got a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. And they got a lot of things on the horizon, too. Let's just say that. They're giving me a peek behind the curtain. And I was like, oh, my Lord, this is going to be my new favorite hangout spot. Because it's already in the, top 2. First one, my house. Second one, High Society. Okay. They're open daily from noon to 10. Happy hour runs from noon to 4:20 Monday through Friday. Thursdays is Ladies' Day, and ladies get 20% off all day. Hey, you're welcome. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's just 9 minutes from Coors Field. Again, it's open from noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. No outside product. You got to buy it there. How cool is that? High Society, it's at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. J.R. Slick sent me this because I posted on Twitter yesterday. By the way, I'm forever going to call it Twitter. It still doesn't feel right to call it X. And what's funny is, you say you tweeted it out. There's no word, no verbiage really to say I X'd it out, or I guess you could just say I posted it on X. It's just wordy. I don't like it. And so many people say it's always, if you do try to be proper, like if you're writing an article, you say they posted on X, and then parentheses Twitter. Because that's what everybody calls it still. Anyway, J.R. Slick sent me this because I was like, if you got anything you want to reach out and have me bring up, please let me know. And he sent me this article. It's upstate New York at a Walmart. Okay. Keith Dubucky, he's 45 years old, was busted, according to New York Post, shortly after 9:15 p.m. on Monday at this particular Walmart, and they got a call, the police did, about this fella masturbating while watching dirty videos on a display phone in the store while sitting on an electric scooter. I'm sorry, he was on a scooter? What did he do?
He nutted on my leg!
Don't you be nutting on people's legs, okay? That's for people at the dollar store. That's disgusting. My God, as much as I joke about that stuff and people nutting on legs,
He nutted on my leg.
it's so disturbing and inappropriate. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say that, but listen, apparently we got this new trend going on where people just like to jerk it in the freaking public. It's disgusting. What are you gonna do one day if you see that? I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like if I'm walking in a store and all of a sudden I see some guy cranking one out in the electronics section, or maybe he's in the appliance section. He just really likes microwaves and whatnot. But if I see somebody just wanking one out, I feel like you have to hit them. I know you're not supposed to. I feel like you got to stop it, because I don't want a little kid seeing that. I mean, if I give them a "this is Sparta" type of kick to the back, is that wrong? Is it wrong? I'd probably get in trouble depending on how much I kicked. But I feel like if I found out you did this, be like, I'm watching the news and I see that you did this. Yeah, I'd kind of put you in a classification of borderline hero, right? You didn't go, saving somebody's life from a burning building. No, but you stopped a wanker, and that's okay. I like that, because I'm not going to just be like, oh, somebody call the manager. This guy's whacking it. Let's wait for the police so this crowd of people can gather around. And when there's a crowd of people, guess what happens? Eventually, somebody that's not supposed to see it is going to see it. So I figure you kick them in the back like, "This is Sparta." But instead you're like, "This is Walmart." Then you kick him. Then he falls to the ground. And then hopefully somebody from, I'm sure they sell blankets there, right? Just grab a blanket, put it over top of his junk, and then make sure his junk is to the ground. You don't want that thing pointing up. We don't need to be pitching tents. Okay? But you slam him to the face down, and then you lay on top of him. I know it sounds gross, but you do that until police get there, right? Don't need some whack job doing that. And now I'm sure that could be turned around on you and you get in trouble. I'm sure there's some lawyers out there that would be like, "I don't know, Scott, probably shouldn't do that." Okay? I'm not saying do it, but what I'm saying is, if you did it, I wouldn't be upset about it. How about that? Don't do it, but if you did, not going to be upset. Is that okay? Does that work? We're a very sensitive society now. But, I mean, he needs to holster that pistol and wait till he's at home. By the way, I didn't know their phones, the display phones, could connect to the internet. I guess I never go in there and play with the phones. Need to put the Huff Uncensored on all the phones. That'd be great. Seriously, I'm going to go do that next time I'm at Walmart. Hold on, kids. Daddy's got to do something. That's weird. How the heck did he get them to play porn? I didn't think they were actually connected to the internet, or like they were in display mode or something like that. I don't know. It's fucking disgusting. Thankfully, nobody ran away from that location after this incident saying this.
He nutted on my leg.
God, I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad. Be like, "What the hell are you doing? I'm just here to get, some new earbuds, and you're sitting there playing with your wee-wee."
Right, as always.
That's so disgusting. You know what we need to do? I forgot to pull up the open, so I'm just talking. It's called ramping up. And we need to get into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
This comes in from Whitey Ford. Whitey, when I asked you for some random thoughts, ideas, stories that you wanted me to get to, I never thought that we'd go down this path. But this is what he wrote. It's borderline genius, borderline moronic. He said, you can eat half a sandwich, but you can't make half a sandwich. Okay, if I was really high, I'd be really like my brain about to blow up. I get it. Yeah, because it's a whole sandwich. It's just a matter of size. That makes sense. Now, well, I guess in a sense you could, because you could make a full sandwich, then you cut it in half, and then you're distributing half a sandwich. There you go. Just blew up your shit. Because you're making a full sandwich, but then you're taking that full sandwich that you just made, and now you're making that full sandwich into a half a sandwich, which is technically full for the person that is going, okay, so maybe I just debunked my own thing. Okay? Because if I take that full sandwich, cut it in half, and I take that new half sandwich, which is actually now, as I give it to somebody else, I'm giving them a whole sandwich. Fucking Whitey, come on. The hell? Making my brain want to just blow up right now. What the hell's wrong with you? That's interesting. I guess I'd never thought about it. Apparently, Whitey is high as fuck when he interacts with me on social media. By the way, I got to think. I never cashed this in, and I think it expired. What you need to do is download all these different food company apps, like, whether it's Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, or, McDonald's, blah, 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 stuff like that. Or like Red Robin, stuff like that. Because when you fill it out, when you log in, it asks you for your birthday. And when it's your birthday month, you get all these free meals. Some are better than the others. And I want to say it was Jimmy John's. I could be wrong. It might have been Jersey Mike's, where I got I think it expired already, where I was supposed to get like a free 15-inch sub, which I would have ended up sharing with like my wife and my son, maybe even my daughter. She's kind of particular. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we could have cut that up. 15-inch sub is a lot. I don't think I could handle 15 inches. I don't think I could. I don't think I could. But I'd give it a shot. Just joking. Ew, no. Sorry. But it reminds me of like when I worked at Quiznos in Boulder. There was a guy that used to come in, and because we were right next to Ball Aerospace, I believe is what it was. It's the I don't know if the Quiznos is still there, but off of like 55th and Conestoga or something like that. I could be way wrong on that. But anyway, this guy, skinny as a toothpick, would come in and he would order 2-foot-long steak sandwiches, and he would sit down and eat both of them in one sitting. It was disgusting and impressive. And what's crazy is at the time, well, like the steak was a thicker cut slice of meat. And then also the bread was, I can't remember what kind of bread it was, but it was like a little bit more dense of bread compared to the other stuff. And he just freaking chowed down on it. He did that a couple times a week. It was so impressive. But again, we're just like, so gross. It's gross. Like, hey, how's it going? Get your usual? Sure. All right, there you go. Ew, he's back. The guy was super nice, but it was just really, really gross. Like, that's a lot of food. Like, you look at those food challenges. I'm thinking about, there used to be, I think it was Jocks and Jill's here in Colorado off of Sheridan and right around 92nd. There used to be a location, a restaurant called Jock and Jill's, and they had a 7-pound burrito challenge where you could sit down and eat this gigantic monstrosity. And and I don't know why you would want to do that. It was like, 2 pounds of potatoes, if not more, all these eggs, bacon. And I'm like, no, that's just way too much. I just can't imagine sitting down for a meal and then getting up and then going, well, I just gained at least 7 pounds. Because if you think about it, if you're eating the 7-pound burrito, you're also going to be consuming, liquid to wash it down. You're probably gaining, 8, 9 pounds sitting down. That's disgusting. How do you feel good about yourself? I don't think I could do that. It's like when I see the hot dog eating contest, like, yeah, maybe if I ate 20, but that's not going to make me gain 7 pounds or more. I always see that on social media where people have these restaurants have their gimmicky, gigantic, burger that is wider than my shoulders, gigantic. And it's like, who would eat that? Who would eat that? It's you would have to eat that as a group. And to be honest, I don't want to. I don't want to be sharing my fucking burger with people. That's just gross. I don't understand why you would want to sit down and do that to yourself. And then also, if you're gonna be sharing it, it just it kind of just ruins the thing. And it better taste fucking good. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna eat a 7-pound burrito, it better be fucking delicious. My dog's freaking out upstairs. Oh my God. And I'm guessing my kids are doing nothing about it while my wife is in a meeting trying to be professional. Then there's me down here talking about shoving 7 pounds of stuff down my throat, talking about a black dong of a popcorn bucket. And then, eating a giant emergency food bucket from Costco, which still sounds fantastic. And I think you need to go out there and get it. Let me know if you buy one. I just feel like that's such a great deal. And if you're going to go get the 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot, how do you change that up? Because everybody seems to have one now. I don't have one. I can't justify paying that much money for a decoration. But if you get one, don't you think you got to kind of spice it up? I want to see I want to be driving down the road and be like, "Oh, that person has one of those giant skeletons in their front yard." Oh, apparently they're going for the slutty version where he's wearing like lingerie and whatnot. I got to go. My dog's freaking out and my kid's doing jack squat. Doing jack squat. Thanks for supporting the show. Really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. If you could give it a nice review. Big thanks to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag. It's the Huff Uncensored. You guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you next time.